We're pleased to have with us via telephone from Jackson, Mississippi, our own hometown, straight out the 7th Ward, Brother Gerard Howard, who is a webmaster for Jackson State University's Division of Information Technology and is a musician, and who has been blessed to have his exhibit of HBCU marching bands to be a part of the Smithsonian's new National African American Museum. Welcome to the Grapevine, Brother Howard.
Hey, thank you, man. You make it sound real good.
Yeah, that's what I do, cuz you need to hire me. Bring me to D.C. with you. Look, I'll blow you up.
Yeah.
You know,
and I tell you, too, man, let me go ahead and say this, too.
Please.
It is really an honor to kind of really be on the show and to really be on a publication from back home. I've been out here in Jackson for a number of years since I went to school at Jackson State. And while I was there, I created the Internet's first site for black college marching bands. And a big piece of that was the fact that, look, I'm from New Orleans. I'm a New Orleans band head. I marched at Gregory, and I marched at 35.
Okay.
You know, so back when we were coming up, you know, basically, we didn't, you know, the only outlet that we had to HBCU bands was Southern and Grambling during the Bayou Classic. We didn't really have any outlets to anything else. And when I went to Jackson State, I got a chance to, you know, see Florida A&M. I got a chance to see,
that's right.
You know, Alabama State and the rest of these other schools that basically, you know, back home, all we would do is we would hear rumors of Jackson State, rumors of Florida A&M.
Not Ocean of Soul. I remember hearing about the Ocean of Soul.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And Texas Southern, too.
That's right.
You know, what it is that, you know, we would, you know, you would hear Florida A&M have 400 people. And, you know, that means 400 people in a New Orleans band means something completely different than what 400 people at Florida A&M's band means, you know. And so while I was there, you know, like, just kind of a long story short, you know, I had, you know, an opportunity to basically create a resource that served as basically it was the Internet's first site for black college marching bands. So it was, you know, the world's resource for historically black college bands. And, you know, I've been covering bands for, you know, for, like I said, at this point, about 18 years. And it's good to talk to somebody from home because all my work has been influenced from home.
Okay.
I'm a New Orleans band head. So
yes, sir.
Every time I shoot a photo, every time I take a video, all that stuff is from New Orleans.
Right.
Like, you know, that because, you know, when you're from the city, you bring it with you wherever you go.
Wherever you go. Amen. I do know that.
You know, so...
Now,
you know, like I say, it's cool. It's cool. You know, I've been away from home for a while, and this is actually the first time I've actually talked to anybody from home about what I've been doing during the course of the time that I've been here. You know,
because you're documenting HBCU marching bands everywhere you can find them has been years in the making. This is not something you started day before yesterday. This has been years in the making, and it ultimately culminated in a documentary which will be featured at the new museum at the Smithsonian dedicated to African Americans.
Yeah, what it is that what they're going to be doing basically is that they're going to be using a piece of my work that's going to be featuring Southern University's band.
Okay.
So there is an exhibit that's on HBCUs. And a piece of it is going to have Southern University, you know, featured in it, and they're going to have my work, my work is going to be featured as a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're still in the Smithsonian and the brand new. When is the last time they've built a new museum?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's an amazing thing to kind of really sit back and look at, you know, having done this for years and then, you know, be able to have, you know, work featured in something like this. And then, you know, hopefully this would be the beginning of, you know, getting more work there, you know, because like I say, it's kind of been, you know, to tell you, I started, you know, when I was doing this back in the day, I had a film camera and a tape recorder. You know,
that just show you how far back you've been doing this. Yeah. Yeah,
and I would get on the field, you know, after the game with a tape recorder, and hold my hand up in the air with the tape recorder, hit the record button, and record both sides, And it's interesting, man, because I have been able to be a part of, really, I've really been a part of influencing the change and how kids really get, band material now. Because, like I said, back in New Orleans, back in the day, we had tape recorders, and then, somebody might have had a camcorder, but they were really,
they were
really
huge
expensive back
then.
in the day.
Yeah.
And so nowadays, I mean, kids go on YouTube. They watch it on their, they watch band videos. They watch band videos and whatnot on their cell phones. And not even just that, but, you can stream it, stream YouTube to your television. So we're talking literally after the game is over, people are going straight to YouTube to watch the bands.
The bands. Now, is your site, blackcollegebands.com, still up and running?
It's still it's changed over the years. The site has had, it's always kind of adapted to some extent as different things have gone on. It's been blackcollegebands.com, marchingsport.com, the Marching Network, which was actually the Marching Network, which was back in 2006, was actually kind of this was back when YouTube and all that stuff was more or less kind of really just getting started and getting popularized. Yeah. So the Marching Network was actually like a YouTube for marching bands. And, as strange as it might sound, believe it or not, we would actually compete with YouTube when it came down to, like, from a community standpoint, the band community was uploading to the Marching Network. YouTube was still just kind of gaining popularity. So
this was early in the game.
Yeah, that was maybe, the Marching Network was up from about maybe 2006 to maybe early 2009, and then we had some hosting issues and whatnot, and the site went down, and, by that time, YouTube and all that stuff, of course, we're talking about, from a YouTube standpoint, YouTube deals with genres.
Right.
So, like I say, from that period of time, the site was when it was actually competitive against it. But the Marching Network, bandhead.org, which has kind of been up and functional for a number of years, is a social network for bands. And right now, HBCUBands.com, I'm working on revising that site.
Okay.
But it's currently pointing to my YouTube channel. That if you go to HBCUBands.com right now, you'll see all the videos and whatnot that I've shot from a number of years.
Now you've also had over the course of your recording these videos and documenting HBCU band life, you've spoken and interviewed some of the greats, man. William P. Foster from Florida A&M, Doc Greggs, Isaac Greggs from Southern, and of course JSU's Louis Liddell. Do you see what you felt when you interviewed those guys? Because they're in the pantheon, as far as bands go, way above everybody else. Who do you see nowadays that comes up to that level or has some of that same spark?
Well, nowadays, these young cats are working on their own legends. They are the new versions. They are the next generations of these guys. So they're working on their own, mythos, if you will, within the band community now. Nate Hamer at Southern is, working on his own myths. The band directors Rod Little, at Jackson State University, he's working on, establishing his own legend. So it's coming, and many of these guys are, relatively new. I say they've been a part of these programs for a while, but as far as them actually being at the helm,
that makes all the difference. They're still in the process of they're building their legends, but it's like it's that. They're still establishing it. They're not, they're not 25 years in the game. Because that's what I was about to say. Those guys, man, those guys had, decades. Yeah. They were institutions on their respective campuses, and I guess it's more so than just the individual, because they were supported also by the institution, by the whole. They when they walked in, everybody knew who they were. And that's a good thing across the board, you know, when you've got that recognition. And I can see what you're saying, that these new young guys are trying to put themselves in there. And is the temperature still right for them to have decades-long careers? Is that even a part of what they're looking to do, to build that kind of legend?
Hopefully so. Hopefully so on a collegiate level. But I know it's definitely gotten harder, you know, when it comes down to New Orleans. New Orleans high school-wise, it's rough. You know, back when I was coming up, you know, it was Lloyd Harris.
35, yeah.
Lloyd Harris, Edwin Hampton, Doc Harris at Kennedy.
Yeah.
You know, you had cats that had just, you know, like for instance, when you said the K back in the day, you know, you just knew it was Doc Harris, or 35, you know, Lloyd Harris, you know, it was Hamp.
Right.
You know, just like you say, you know, back in the day in high school, you had those legends. I think on a collegiate level, it's a little bit, there's more stability, but I think it's still rough these days.
Oh yeah, I can believe that. Well, what's the big thing that you're looking forward to at the opening? What do you got? 4 days? Will you be there for the opening?
Nah, I'm not gonna be at the opening, man. I would love to have made it up there myself, man. But you know, I couldn't get a ticket myself. Tell you how crazy it is, man. It's gonna be November before I get a chance to go. You know?
Wow, is that because I know it has been long awaited, and I didn't even realize that a guy who actually had a part in the exhibit would have trouble getting in. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Yeah, man.
Gerard Howard, congratulations on your achievement, my friend. Keep doing what you're doing, archiving and documenting that truly special part of HBCU life, the marching bands. And we look forward to having you back on the Grapevine again, man.
Cool, man. Enjoyed it, bro. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. You take care.
All right.
You've been listening to the Grapevine, y'all, and this session has come to an end. It's been an interesting day.